always keep cash on hand and know which investments are considered liquid assets, because cash is king, folks. Now, I did drop a link down below in the description for you that has the first part of the basics needed in order to stay safe and protected with the rise of the coming threat that we have been warned about in quantum technology, banking, and personal finance security. The US government has warned us, and we should all take this very seriously, guys. Seniors, retirees, boomers, elderly are typically most at risk. So I just recently got word on the latest happening at the banks right now. And obviously this isn't today because it's Sunday and the banks are closed, but the warning message is still the same. So here, let me tell you what I heard, okay? Someone says, I work for a financial institution in Northeast Ohio, and the internet is so bad that we cannot conduct transactions. You hear that? They can't conduct transactions. That's not good. And they say that the issue has been intermittent, but today it's just not working. So they're warning, they're reminding, they're urging folks to be ready and be prepared. And please keep cash on hand. They say that it appears to be a problem with the internet provider. Additionally, phishing attacks are on the rise, so change your passwords regularly. And we talked about that before. Don't give anybody your passwords, or avoid those automatic login situations. And just as a warning, we need to keep more cash on hand, folks, because you just never know when swiping your card will not work anymore. Because when the power goes out, cash may be honored, but your cards won't be, whether they're debit or credit cards, and you won't be able to go to the bank to get cash. Then it will already be too late, and it will be only down to what you already have available. And keep that cash protected. Get you a good wallet, get you a good safe. So remember, staying liquid is always a good prep. And a liquid asset is any asset that can easily be converted into cash, such as cash itself or cash equivalents like stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. These assets are readily accessible and maintain their value when sold, making them similar to cash. Liquid assets include money in checking, money in savings, or money in money market accounts. They are distinct from non-liquid assets like property, vehicles, or jewelry, which may take longer to sell and might sell for less than their true value. And some key points about liquid assets is they're either cash or can be quickly converted to cash, okay? Including stocks, bonds, mutual funds, US treasuries, money market funds. They are used by both businesses and consumers as a basic type of asset. Non-liquid assets, on the other hand, are harder to convert to cash quickly, like real estate, which can take months to sell and might not achieve its market value. Not to mention you got to pay the realtors their fee and their commissions. And when the system goes down, when the grid goes down, when credit cards and debit cards don't work anymore, you're not going to want to sit there and try to barter real estate. Hell, you're not even going to be able to process the paperwork through underwriting and through the attorneys and the title companies to sell real estate at that point either, let alone that transfer will be conducted by a wire transfer. And if the banks are down, there goes your wire transfer. So remember, in order to liquidate your stocks, you can easily sell them through a brokerage app or an investment firm. You can do it online, you can do it on your phone. And the process is pretty straightforward and pretty quick. And again, if you guys feel the need to, feel free, reach out. My info is below. But I want you guys to remember that the time it takes to sell a home varies, especially now, especially with interest rates the way they are, especially with the market the way it is, especially with people's income and jobs the way it is. And hell, even California, if you're in California and you find yourself in a situation where you need to dump real estate, you're screwed. Flat out. I'll do a video on that later. but the California housing market is done. It's crashing, it's collapsed, finished. But back in 2022, the median time that homes spent on the market in the US was 1.9 months. And at that time, however, only half of the homes sold faster and half took longer. So if you need to be liquid, you're looking at least 2 months time, okay? At the very least, and that's if your home is ready for sale. Because you can't just list it. Sometimes you got to do some repairs and some maintenance and some upkeep to get it ready for sale in order to get maximum value, or even to get people interested in viewing showings and writing offers. But there is a liquidity risk, mainly relevant to financial institutions, and it measures their ability to meet obligations without economic hardship. And firms often have management teams to monitor this. And these management teams have been making big headlines here lately, with all the things that are going on and all the warning signs and all the risks. Brian Moynihan, Jamie Dimon, Peter Schiff. So in summary, assets are either tangible, physical, with a market value, or intangible, like intellectual property, with intangible assets generally being non-liquid. The tangible assets are liquid if they can be easily converted to cash and are used for investments and budgetary purposes. So just want you guys to be aware, just want you to know. And just so that you're all aware of what happened to Bank of America and PNC this week, Bank of America and PNC crushed the market on Thursday. Several bank stocks, including a notable group of 5, received positive attention from investors, and this boost followed an upgrade by Odeon Capital's analyst Dick Bove, who changed his recommendation for these banks to buy from hold. And the group included Bank of America and PNC Financial Services, which saw significant stock price increases of nearly 6% and 5% respectively. Other banks in the group were Wells Fargo, US Bank Corp, and Truist Financial. Now, Bove's decision was influenced by Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell's recent comments, which Bove interpreted as a signal of inflation's end, following the Fed's decision to maintain its key interest rate and hint at possible rate reductions next year, 2024, with expectations that our lower rates will boost loan demand, which would be needed if you want to convert real estate into liquid cash, a liquid asset. However, while these lower rates can decrease banks' profit margins on loans, high volume lenders like Bank of America and PNC are expected to benefit from the increased demand for loans. They are in the prime position. And I don't always place all my faith in the banks because, yeah, guys, you just never know when they'll collapse or if there will be an outage, no power, an EMP, or loss of internet, just like we saw or heard from Northeast Ohio. So keep your cash, folks. We just saw it happen again. In Atlanta, you got these banks. Bank customer lost nearly $2,000 out of their bank account, which the bank says they're not going to reimburse. And in Atlanta, Georgia, Luther Tarwick reported that $2,000 was stolen from his Wells Fargo account through an unauthorized withdrawal, despite receiving notifications about fraudulent transaction attempts just 24 hours before the theft happened. Wells Fargo initially refused to take responsibility for the loss, and Tarwick suggested using ATM surveillance to confirm his identity, noting a distinctive scar below his left eye. Wells Fargo denied his claim, citing the use of his PIN in the withdrawal. However, after media involvement from WSB TV, the bank began investigating the matter, and this incident isn't isolated in the Atlanta area, as another family also lost $14,000 from their Wells Fargo account, and the money was transferred to a Mercedes-Benz Financial Services account without their authorization. We saw this happen in California too, San Francisco or San Diego. Granted, it was Chase, but they wouldn't use the ATM surveillance footage either, and they didn't want to offer any aid or any assistance to the affected account holders who had been robbed. Keep cash, folks. Keep that cash. And what would you rather have, $14,000 in cash or $14,000 balance on a digital ledger that can be stolen? Now, despite submitting the necessary paperwork, Wells Fargo denied all their claims. And even though, folks, I know gold isn't technically liquid, there is still emphasis on gold and how it could dominate in 2024. And Mike McGlone, Bloomberg Intelligence's senior commodity strategist, predicts that gold may outperform base metals in 2024 due to its strength amidst potential economic downturns. In a recent post on X, formerly Twitter, McGlone highlighted the contrasting trends between weakening base metals and strengthening gold, a divergence that could be amplified by Federal Reserve policies. Historically, the ratio of the Bloomberg Industrial Metals spot sub-index to gold tends to expand with monetary tightening and decline when policies ease, which is a pattern observed since 1991. Now, currently, the ratio of base metals to gold is low, just above the 2020 low, indicating potential delays in central bank efforts to stimulate the economy. Simply put, McGlone warns of a possible global recession and the uncertainty surrounding the effectiveness of central banks' policy relaxation. And he also mentions how Bitcoin, or BTC, is a leading indicator, expressing bearish views on Bitcoin and stocks. And he predicts gold might reach $3,000 per ounce in 2024. Despite a resilient U.S. fiscal environment, McGlone suggests that the relative underperformance of industrial metals against gold reflects broader economic challenges. And he's well aware how gold's safe haven appeal may become more prominent and possibly leading it to eclipse industrial metals in the coming year. So I just wanted you all to know that. Stay in the know. Knowledge is power, and knowledge is the best prep for 2024. Hey, click the link down below and protect yourself with the knowledge that everyone needs before the launch of the big quantum security breach. Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'll see you all real soon. Take care. Stay blessed.
I can tell you my problems, meditating my silence, but I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, now no breath, low dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler. Now all the girls go follow. All the fake friends